Hi, this is Marie, Whirledpeas Knits, episode 28. Thanks for joining me. So today in the podcast, I'm going to have a knitting segment and then sewing, and then I'll have tea corner at the end. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that I have on the needles is in this little fringe supply bag. I went ahead and got one of these. I had been wanting one. And I got this. This is one of the newer colors that they had. So I went ahead and got one. I heard that they're sturdy and they last quite a while. So the first thing that I have on the needles is a pair of socks. And let me just, it's in German, the name of the yarn. I'll go ahead and show it to you, because I'll just butcher it. So that's the name of the yarn. And the colorway is, it looks like it's grasshopper, but it's maybe in German. It's like right on the top line there. So, and the colorway number is 2177. This is what it looks like. And the interesting thing about this is it's kind of like, those are the makers of Crazy Zauberball, which this is an example of Crazy Zauberball. Except for it's kind of wavy looking. It almost looks like it was maybe at one point knit into like a swatch and then dyed, kind of like a sock blank. Because see how it's all wavy here? And that will wash out when I do the first wash and block of the sock. It will come out, but it is a little different. I noticed when I had picked it up. I've had these both for a while. So I started on this grasshopper colorway, and here's the first sock. And I do like it, but you can kind of tell that it's, wavy. But it'll be fine when I block it out. Also I had started doing, so I saw Vegan Jilly. She had gone to go see another podcaster and visit with her, Sarah. And she was talking about how Sarah was doing 28 rows on her cuff and that she really liked it. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to try that. And this is something I tried on the last few pairs of socks that I've started. And I think that it'll be nicer, for wearing and keeping the socks up, How sometimes your socks slide down or whatever. So there you go. And it's interesting how it's knitting up in a diagonal. So, and then this is the waist yarn, and I'll remove that and put the heel in there. I'm knitting it on size 2.5 signature needles. And I just have the first one started on this. So I will let you know how that goes. Okay, and then the next project that I've been working on is in this little witch bag for Halloween. And it was by Lois Knitting's My Bag. And I have a pair of Halloween socks in here. Let me get out the yarn. So this is by Lolo Did It. Let me see if I have her little tag. She's an indie dyer, and she's in Las Vegas. And this was, I think, the first Lolo Did It that I had ever gotten. And this is, it's Ghostbusters. I'm sorry. And the weight of yarn is the everyday socks. She has several different bases. And this is her everyday sock, which is 75% merino and 25% nylon. I was just looking on the tag. And I also got a second colorway of this. This is the second colorway. And this one, I'm just looking at my notes, is Leprechaun. And I got this for the cuffs, the heels, and the toes. And then I thought I would do something else with this, you know, in the future. And I'm using, for this pair of socks, I'm using a size 2, 2.75. And I'm using these Knitter's Pride Nova needles, which are, I just have one pair of these, but I do like them. They're just a silver needle. All right, and this is the first sock. So I had, I would have been a little bit further along on this set, but I had to reknit this whole sock. I had some sort of thing that I noticed when I was putting in the heel. So like I had finished the whole sock and I was putting in the heel and I had picked up the stitches, and then there was like a drop stitch and then there was like a twisted stitch, and I couldn't get it to look right, and it was on the bottom of the foot. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to pull it back. So I ended up pulling the whole thing back to past the heel, so like up here, and then I had to reknit it all. So yeah, so I would have been a little bit farther along on these, but I had a little snafu. But I do like these. And this one also, I used the 28 row cuff. And I'll let you know how that goes when I wear them. But I think it'll be nicer, and they won't slide down as much on my foot. So, all right, so there's the first one. And the second one I just put on the needles not too long ago. So here's the second one, and it has a little ghost on it for Ghostbusters. I had that in my knitting charms or whatever, my stitch markers. So, all right, so the next thing that I have on the needles is oh, okay, so it's my mom's socks. So she has two pairs of socks that I've been working on. Oops, for her. And this, I'm keeping both of her socks in this little, it's like a fall bag. And this one's also by Lois Knitting's my bag. And the first pair that I have, actually I was just going to show you one of the pairs in here. The other pair I didn't do a lot on. But this pair is by Desert Vista Dye Works, and I had started these a while ago. And I'm sorry, I have a little bit of fuzz from the yarn. This one is called Somebody's Driving the School Bus. And so it has like two different zombie colorways and then the school bus colorways. So that's the whole, that's why it's called that. And this is where I'll put the heel. She's got a smaller foot than mine, so I'm hoping, this is the first pair of socks that I've made for her. And when somebody has a sock that's way different from your size, it's a little bit difficult to kind of judge without them here to put them on and try them on. It's a little bit difficult to judge whether or not they're going to fit, but I think I've got it down for her. And this is the second one that's on the needles. So I'm working on those. And then the other one that I'm working on for her, I'll go ahead and show it. Let me see if I've got it inside of this. It's hard when I've got two pairs of socks in there. So this is the second one. It's Felici Maple Leaves is the colorway. And this is an older colorway, but I think I got it in a trade somewhere. So this is the other sock that I'm working on for her. And I'm doing two different size needles for each. For this one, I have a size 2 needle. I think I have a size 2 for that one. Yeah. Oh no, it's a size 1, 2.5. And then the other one, this one, is a size 2, 2.75. And I'm going to see which ones fit her better, and then I'll continue on with that, you know, in the future. Okay, and then the next thing that I have on the needles is, oh, okay. I went with my friend Pat from the jury duty, and we went up to the Loopy U, and they had this thing that was like a monthly thing that they have. If you show up, I think it's like the first Saturday. Sorry, I still have fuzz on my face. If you show up the first Saturday of the month, they have like a shawl pattern that they have picked out, and then they it's like a little class almost. They show you the pattern, and then they give you a discount on the yarn, and then they wind the yarn if you want to buy it from them, or if you don't have to. And I think the price of the admission, I think it was like $5 to get in the door, and then you get the pattern for that price, and then the instruction comes with it. So it's kind of a neat thing. So we were all sitting around in this big circle, and there was maybe like 30 ladies there, and and we started on these shawls. So, and my shawl is in this little Halloween bag. This one's also by Lois. And so Pat is much further along on her shawl. I cannot do the shawl on the train. I can do socks on the train, but this one has like rows of, so it has rows that you have to like check off the box that you did, you know, this row, this row, this row. That's how the pattern's written. And they're different, you know, like every fourth row or so it changes. So it's not really something I can do on the train. I might be able to. I haven't even brought it on the train, to be honest with you, because I was a little concerned that I would get off on it. You know, off on my count, my stitch count, because you're supposed to have total stitches at the end of each row that you count and make sure that it's right, or you have to go back and fix it or whatever. Or you don't really have to. I guess you could just continue on. But it's called the Pebble Beach shawl. And this is the yarn that I'm doing it out of. I had 2 skeins of it. It's Townhouse Yarns. And the colorway is called Cupcake. And it's 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So it's really soft. I'm sorry. I still have fuzz. So it's really soft, and it's kind of a light, halo-y kind of yarn. So I started on it, and I thought I would just show it to you. I use size 6 circular needles. This is what it looks like. So it has all these holes in it. And I really do like it. It's pretty. But it's more of something that you would do at home when you were able to, I don't know, you know, have the pattern there and make sure that you were, you know, on with your stitch count and everything like that. All right, and then it also has, I don't have a photo of it, but it also has some beads that are on the edge. I think it has a picot edge, if I remember correctly, and then beads. So it is going to be pretty when I get it finished. And it's going to be light and airy. All right, so that is my last project on the needles that I've just been working on. Okay, let me flip the page in my notes. Okay, so the next thing that I've been working on is I did make this little Halloween bag. And remember I had showed it to you. I was going to fussy cut the little bat and then make a bag for a knitting bag for Halloween. And I also found this little pull, it's like a bottle cap pull that was Halloween. And then the other side of it, I just have like a little bunny and a tree. So it's cute. And then the inside I made it with, it's kind of like little stars. So there you go. I decided that I wanted to make a Halloween bag for myself. I made one for Pat too, but hers is different. I can't remember what kind of fabric I made for hers, or I used for hers, but she liked it. So, all right, and then I also made 3 skirts. Let me see if I can find, oh, here's the pattern that I used. So I've been using this pattern to make skirts. And this is the 100 Acts of Sewing pattern. And these are the skirts that I made. So I made this skirt, which I thought would be more like fall, kind of with a brown sweater and some boots or something. And then this skirt, which is not like fall, but I thought it was really cute. And then I made this skirt, which is definitely like around the house, kind of like a farming skirt. But I thought it was cute. All right. Okay, so the next thing I was going to tell you about was my finished objects. So I finished 3 pairs of socks while I was away from you since I podcast last. And the first pair is a gift for a friend. And this is Lolo Did It, Hippos for Halloween. And this is what the ball looked like. So I have quite a bit left. I could make a pair of fingerless mitts probably, or maybe even a pair of socks, but probably, I don't know that I have enough for a pair of socks. Maybe for a child or something. And then that one is by Lolo Did It. And she has this whole line of yarn that is the hippo line of yarn. And so this one is the hippo for Halloween. And this one is on her Lolo's favorite base, which is, it's superwash, merino, cashmere, and nylon. And so this is what it looks like. So I did, I got 2 little contrasting little Lolos, and I didn't think I would have enough to do the cuffs, the heels, and the toes of both socks. I am so sorry, the fuzz from something that I was working with earlier is all over. So I didn't think I would have enough, so I decided to do the heels in one color and then the toes in another color, and then put both of those colors into here. And I think I did like 3 rows of each in the top. And I also did that 28 stitch cuff on this set. So this is a set I started and finished since the last time I saw you. And then the next thing that I worked on and finished was, let me look at my notes, this opal. And these are ones that I've had on the needle since like last fall, but I just picked them back up and finished them. These are color number 1294. And these are 64 stitches with the afterthought heel, a size 2 2.75 needle. And this one has a smaller cuff, like that was the size cuff I was making back then. And really I just made the cuff however long I wanted to. I didn't really think about, oh, you know, like a longer cuff will help it stay up longer, or, you know, stay up better, or anything like that. So, all right, and then this is what this skein looks like if you were looking for it. It was an older colorway, and I remember I had seen it on Instagram, and it was like, it was for fall, like either last year or the year before, but I started it last year. And it was difficult to find, I remember. But I searched for it, and it was the $12.94, in case you're looking for it. So, but it came out really cute. I really like the patterns that were, you know, it's like a self-striping patterning, self-patterning yarn that you don't have to change colors or anything. So I really like that set. And then the last set that I did was Crazy Zauber Ball. This is what the ball looks like. This is what I had left. And this one is color 1699. Okay, I'm going to butcher this, but it's Fleeterdift. But so you'll just look up 1699 and Crazy Zauber Ball if you're interested. But this is the colorway on these. So, and these are really cute. I've had these on the needles a while also, but I just finished them up. All right, and the next thing on my list, is Tea Corner. So I was going to show you this. This is pumpkin ginger tea, and from the Republic of Tea. And I really like this. This is a, it says it's black tea blended with pumpkin pie spices. And it's gingery, but it's not too gingery, you know. So I really like that. Also, the next tea that I was going to show you is I was at Target, and they had this glazed lemon loaf tea, and it's really good. It does taste like a dessert. And I don't know if they'll have it at all the Targets, but they had it at my Target out here. And then they also had this one, this vanilla bean macaroon. And these are both really delicious. They're both dessert teas. Now this one has a moderate amount of caffeine in it, and then the lemon loaf has no caffeine. So if you're interested in no caffeine, this one is really good. Okay, and then the next thing I was going to talk about was, okay, so I had a taste test of pumpkin coffee. And I might be a little pumpkined out at this point, but but anyway, I just wanted to tell you what my findings were on the pumpkin coffee, like which one was my favorite and which one was my second favorite. I thought that I wouldn't bring in other coffees that I didn't care for. I would just tell you my number one, number two. Okay, so last year this one was my first favorite, but this year it's my number two. So this one is Archer Farms, and it is from Target, Super Target. And I loved this one last year. This was my very favorite last year. But this year, another one I think tasted more pumpkin-y, if that's possible. So this one is a good one. And then my number one pumpkin coffee for this year was this one, Pumpkin Love. And this one I got at Super Target also. That's where I go grocery shopping. So, and this one, I really liked this one. This one's very pumpkin-y. And also, do you know what they have there is, I didn't bring it in here, but it's a pumpkin almond milk, because I don't do dairy, but it's an almond milk creamer that's pumpkin flavor. So I really overdid the pumpkin this year. So I'm like, right now I'm currently, going off the pumpkin onto other flavors, but I drank it for like probably a month straight, in the mornings. All right, so the next thing I was going to talk about is some purchases. So when I was at the Whirledpeas00, I got this thing that they call, I'm sorry, I'm trying to reach for it. It's called Loopy Groupy, and when you hit like a certain dollar amount over, all of the purchases you've ever made there, you get this little bag, and it says Loopy Groupy. And I happened to hit my Loopy Groupy, amount when I was there this last time. And inside the bag came a skein of yarn. Sorry, the fuzz again. And it's Lorna's Laces. And I really like Lorna's Laces. I have a couple of fingerless mitts that I've made out of Lorna's Laces. And so this one was just a free one that I got there. This one is 55% merino, 15% nylon, and Outlast viscose. So that is going to be really pretty. And it kind of looks Halloween-y, So I'll have to knit that up and show you what I make out of it. So that was a free little gift that I got with purchase. And, I was going to show you, do you remember this hat that I wanted to make? That hat. So I got the yarn for that when I was at the Whirledpeas00 the last time for our little class, our shawl class. And this is what I picked out. I'm going to do the purple and the gray. So I'll show you what that looks like when I make that. And I also got two sock yarns that they're self-striping. I got this one, and I've never knit with this brand before, but this is really pretty. I can't wait to see what it looks like. It's like chocolate with light pastel colors. So it'll be a self-striping. It says aspen sock with nylon. And it's called T for Two. This is from the Loopy U. And then I got this colorway also, which is really pretty. And this one, let me see, is called Chocolate Rainbow. I feel like this would be really cool fingerless mitts, maybe. I don't know. So we'll see what I make with those. Also, Knit Picks had a 30% off, Felici, and I just wanted this one colorway, so I just got these. And it's called Stone Harbor. So I do love those. And I thought this winter I'm going to go ahead and make some tweed socks, I decided. Because I haven't knit, I don't think I've knit any tweed socks before. And I got these 4 Knit Picks tweed colors. And they're really cute. And I thought I'll just do socks and then toes and heels with another color. And this one, in case you were wondering, let's see. This one's North Pole Heather. And then Oyster Heather. And Flagstone Heather. And Reindeer Heather. All right, so that was that. Those are the tweeds that I had purchased in the last month and a half. And I do have one last thing I was going to show you. So my boss wanted, she came up to me on Friday and she's like, I have a proposition for you. And I'm sure I knew it was knitting related. And she said, hey, can you make me this, I saw a finger puppet, or not a finger puppet, a hand puppet in some window downtown Denver, in one of the windows, the storefronts or whatever. And she wanted to get some for her, I think granddaughter maybe. And I said, okay. So I told her, this is the website. Go to Ravelry and go ahead and go on Ravelry and pick out what you were thinking what you were envisioning it to look like, because I had no idea what she saw. And so and I said, print out the pattern and give it to me and I'll work on it. So this is something I just got on Friday. So I haven't started it yet, but this is in the works. This little one. So we'll see how it looks. So I'm making 2. I think they're going to be mittens really for the little girl. So she can play with them and wear them. So check back with me and I will be showing these. So hopefully this works out. Hopefully I don't have any problems with the pattern or anything. All right. So at the end, I thought I would show you, I live in a farming community, and I thought I would show you some of the harvest time fruits and vegetables, actually not fruits, but mostly vegetables that I see being picked in my area. So I saw lots of different things being picked, and I put a little video together to put at the end here so you can kind of see what I see when I'm driving around in our neighborhoods and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put that at the end. And I'm going to pull out my garden today, this afternoon, and, pick everything, and because snow's coming on Monday, so, which is tomorrow. So the garden is over officially, but it's time, so. All right, thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.